Hello and welcome to autoportal.com, the car buying website that helps you buy better. Well, with its very low base price, the Alto really has been one of the most convenient cars to buy. And now Maruti wants to make it one of the most convenient cars to drive as well. How? By offering you an automatic AMT version. So how good is it? We'll find out on the show today. Along with the new gearbox, Maruti has also given the car an updated and fresh styling. So you get a new face with those prominent and much bigger headlamps from before, a new grille, as well as a much more sculpted bumper with a lot of plastic in between. The fog lamp units are also all new. But yes, from the side on, this car looks very familiar to the older Alto M800. At the back, the car remains more or less unchanged, and now you get a chrome strip at the end of the boot lid. Well, the overall effect of all this is that the car looks much more youthful, much more energetic, and much more appealing than ever before. Well, before going any further, let us agree that everything is relative. So while this boot may really not be very big in the overall terms, it is pretty big for this type of and this class of vehicle. Well, as you can see, it's a pretty well-shaped boot. It's very square in shape, and also there's no loading lip, which means you can heave in that heavy luggage without any fuss at all. And there's very minimal, in fact there's no suspension intrusion as well, which really does aid luggage capacity inside the boot. Officially it's 177 liters in space, but you can really load it up to the brim. And I'll show you the boot's luggage carrying capacity by putting in a camera bag into it. Well, as you can see, it fits in quite easily, and I'm sure that you can fit another 3 bags of this size over here. You can of course load it all the way to the roof, but you really don't have to do that. You can increase the loadage capacity by flipping the backrest of the front seats further, and I'll show that to you now. Well, as you can see, with the rear flip down, this is a much bigger and much more usable boot. Well, here I am inside the front seats of the new Alto K10, and as you can see, headroom is really very generous. In fact, for a small car, it's very, very good. Legroom is decent. The seats themselves offer very good cushioning, and this is one of those few cars where the company hasn't really skimped on cushioning, so this is a generous seat in terms of cushioning. Also, the under thigh support is pretty decent. Bolstering is pretty good as well. Well, material quality is pretty decent, and it's at par with most other rivals. And this grey, black and light beige combination works pretty okay. Well, this of course is a very cost competitive car, so you can't expect all the bells and whistles, and Maruti really has kept things very, very simple. You get air conditioning, you get a stereo system on this top end version. You also get a 12-volt socket as well as power windows. Well, because the Alto is not really a very wide car, what that means is if you have to adjust the mirror on that side, it's not too much of a problem, because all you need to do is just stretch out your arm, bend just slightly forward and adjust it to whatever position suits you best. So, not being wide might be a problem for backseat comfort. You can't sit 3 at the back, but it's pretty easy and practical in the front seats when it comes to adjusting the mirror on the left side. Well, here I am inside the back seat of the new Alto now, and I've adjusted the front seat to my height, which for reference is 5'10". Headroom again is very generous and one of the best in any small cars. And the legroom is just about adequate. What Maruti really have done is a very smart thing. They've scooped out the backrest of the front seat to give you additional knee room. In terms of the width, it's not a very wide car, so sitting 3 over here will be a bit of a tussle on longer journeys. Seat cushioning is very good, the backrest angle is very good, and under thigh support is good as well. So here I am driving the AMT version of the new Alto K10. Now this of course is the 1-litre engine, which develops about 68 bhp of power. Well, this K-series engine of course is pretty responsive. It starts responding from very low in that rev band, and that really makes it one of the most sensible and practical and very tension-free cars to drive in the city. Well, the big news on the new K10 of course is this AMT automatic gearbox. Now this of course is a gearbox which you can use manually as well by putting it in this mode on the left. Well, when you are driving this gearbox in the automatic mode, The best way to, of course, drive it is, if you don't want to feel too many jerks when you're going up or down, is to feather the throttle. If you really feather it and you don't really push it too hard, then this gearbox feels very, very jerk-free and very smooth going up or down those gears. Well, Maruti really are the masters when it comes to ride quality, and this Alto is no different. In fact, you really cannot believe that it has a very compact wheelbase. In fact, it feels like a much bigger car in the ride department, and doesn't really feel that it is one of the shortest wheelbases on sale in India. Well, the Maruti Alto doesn't have chunky tires. It comes with very VD tires, but in spite of that, it's a very stable car on the highway, and ride comfort in the city also is pretty good. Now, it won't really take out the sting from the extremely bad surfaces rather, but it does manage to keep you comfortable on most rough road patches, and that is a job well done by Maruti's engineering department. And the light steering wheel and the very good visibility really mean that this is one of the best cars to put into a parking space. In fact, if you have a tight parking space below your colony, or you have an issue of parking, this is one of the best cars to buy, because the compact dimensions really mean that you can find a nice and compact parking space without too many hassles. Well, so here I am driving the manual version of the Alto now. Well, this manual gearbox is very slick, it's very light to operate, and that means that changing gears in the city is not really a big issue. The clutch is also very light, and that, along with this very good visibility from all these windows, along with a very light steering wheel, makes this one of the best cars, if not the best car, for city travel. Well, the Alto K10 really caters at the bottom end of the market, where every rupee really counts for the buyer. And in fact, on a value for money basis, this is one of the best packages out there. If you are planning to buy a first car, then there are few options as good as the Alto. And the arrival of the new automatic AMT really adds a lot of appeal to the Alto's charm. And even though it might not really be completely perfect, at this price point, you'll be willing to forgive its weaknesses, making the Alto K10 another winner from the house of Maruti. Well, and if you want to know more about this car and its rivals, head to our website autopol.com. If you are in the market for another automatic car, you can of course check out our review of the Honda Brio by clicking on this link below. You can also check out the Maruti Celerio review by clicking on this link below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking on this link above. It's bye for now, and hope to see you soon.